Hello, everyone. It's Serenity, Infinite Light. So, last time I had made a video basically saying that common Christianity, the whole elephant in the room of the basis of the beliefs where God, the Almighty, the God of love, would have to sacrifice their child in order to atone for humanity's sins was not something that the true God would do. Period. Especially when you teach about forgiveness and love and all these other things, but yet that is the only solution. So I had also mentioned that this same idea of child sacrifice by this deity that rebelled, Satan, sacrifices in general, was basically the whole concept was prettied up and repackaged, and that is what you know as common Christianity. I know people don't like to hear it, but it is the truth. I'm not here to lie. I'm not here to spread the same thing that's been spread in this book that people think are truth. Um, so yeah, that was what my last video was about. And why do I say this? Why do I mention this is kind of a problem? Because Yeshua or Jesus also had talked about faith, the power of faith. Some who are not religious but who are spiritual will talk about this being manifestation. Um, so yeah, basically the power of the mind to create the reality, which is why even when there were certain times where ones were like, "Oh, you were the one that healed me," Yeshua or Jesus was like, "No, it was your faith that made you well." Also, speaking about the faith of a mustard grain. If you have that faith, how powerful it is that it can even move mountains. This is why I keep saying humanity does not know their true potential or power, but some of us do. Now, the reason I'm bringing all of this up and why, yes, at the end of the day, it is important for you to know the truth and what to actually put your faith and beliefs in, because you are basically making them your reality. So if you are subconsciously or even consciously worshiping a deity that approves of child sacrifice, you are creating a world built around that and basically evilness, taking on that personality of the deity that you worship. So, yeah, basically, when you are believing or putting faith in this created narrative, no matter who gives it to you, okay? So whether it's the Bible, uh, the I have other books too, so I'm going to just say other holy books. And it is something that is not based on love. The basis is not love. And you're putting your faith in that. The results or the fruitage is going to speak for the beliefs that you have faith in. So, this world, since the majority of it are putting beliefs in a deity who would sacrifice their own child, and also, especially those who kind of overlook Yeshua or Jesus's what he taught, and he taught this by his actions. When they overlook that and automatically worship this deity, Yahweh or Jehovah, his actions, they become like that deity. So, this is why I speak up and I tell you that, you know, Yeshua is not the son of Yahweh or Jehovah. Jehovah is Satan, because when you put Satan as your God or Yahweh, you will start to mimic those personality traits. And trying to make Yahweh the father of Jesus is like trying to compare an apple to an eggplant. Yes, they both come out of the ground, but they are not the same whatsoever. But this is exactly what Watchtower and Jehovah's Witnesses are trying to do. And they are trying to do it very badly now because they know the truth. So the more something is exposed, the harder they're going to try and push back by trying to prove that, yes, Jehovah, Yahweh belongs in the Greek scriptures, and try to associate Jesus with Yahweh. So it's one of those instances where this Yahweh or Jehovah, his common name now, gains prominence and prestige by latching on to the name of the true divine mother and father's son. And to be honest, Yeshua is the divine father. That it is what it is. That's why he could say in John 14:7 and 9, if you've seen me, you've seen the Father. Now, many people can't, because once again, 3D thinking cannot understand this concept. But it is because when you are in a lesser form than your original power, you become like a son or a daughter of your higher self. That's the best way to explain it so that someone who is cannot relate maybe can understand. So when Yeshua says this, and yet Yahweh claims to be the Father, and both of them are so completely different in personalities. This is what is upsetting to me, and this is why I speak out, because Watchtower and Jehovah's Witnesses are trying to attach themselves to Jesus in order to make Yahweh the father of Yeshua or Jesus. And therefore, Yahweh is basically taking the place, the name of Jesus or Yeshua as the true father. This is also why the governing body likes to take the place of Jesus as the go between. Because once they do that, they block the connection to the true Father, and especially the truth, the Divine Mother. Now, hopefully, you thoroughly get the reason why Watchtower and Jehovah's Witnesses make sure to commemorate the death of Jesus Christ. Because symbolically, they have taken the place of Yeshua, Jesus Christ, or the true divine Father, and replaced him with a counterfeit who is Yahweh or Jehovah. Now you can understand why there has been so much controversy surrounding this book, because it has been changed age after age, century after century, basically to accommodate whoever is translating it, their beliefs. And there's proof of this now. Jehovah's Witnesses, as well as other religions, have changed the Bible, the translations, to fit their own beliefs. Now imagine this going on since the very first scripts were written, the originals, which do not exist, mind you, because they purposely were destroyed so the truth could be destroyed with them. Now, I say this because it's very upsetting how many people are being misled from books that are supposed to be inspired by God, by prophets, by this, by that. At this point, they're useless because all they're doing is misleading people. And I had mentioned before the king of anarchy setting him up in the name of Yeshua or Jesus Christ. Now, many think of anarchy as political, but in this sense, it's spiritual anarchy. So this one sets himself up to create spiritual confusion and distortion, basically. And we see that so much. From what I said, as far as your faith and your beliefs creating your reality. Now you can see, because ones are putting their their faith basically in a deity who is wicked, who is evil, who is a liar, who is deceitful. Your world won't reflect that. Okay. Hopefully this makes sense. So yeah, I believe that Jehovah's Witnesses and Watchtower know that they're being exposed. So now they're going to try even harder to try and persuade people that Yahweh belongs in the Greek scriptures when he doesn't. So, I mean, all I can say to Watchtower and the governing body is do what you're doing quicker. That's the only thing I'm going to say. Do what you're doing quicker. All right? All right, that's it for today. Um yeah, we'll see what my next video will be, but I love you all so, so very much. I'm sending you my peace, and I hope all is well with you. All right. Bye-bye.